Welcome to the 88th edition of Make Pro Wrestling with Jessicka again. I am unfortunately the former Majestic Champion, Tiger Height.
And I'm Peanut Gallery, and the title is now vacant.
Yes, so that's all sorts of fun.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about Hard to Kill, but first, Peanut Gallery, what are we talking about for Heckling from the hard camera?
Well, we are going to talk about the interesting story revolving around AEW's interest in purchasing the WWE. Obviously, if you know, WWE is undergoing a process of being sold, which is the reason why Vince McMahon is back. Now, it has been reported by first by Barron's, which owns the Wall Street Journal, and also CNBC, that the Khans are interested in purchasing the WWE. Now, Tony has come out and said a couple of things about how the structure was going to be, and I'm going to explain why they should consider it, and then I'm also going to explain why it probably won't happen. It's got a long shot for this one.
I can almost guarantee you it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to put like... I'm like 99.9999% sure it's not going to happen.
But let's talk about some of the things that Tony has talked about with regards to how he intends to structure the WWE. So one of the big reasons why I think they should go forward with the sale is because Vince McMahon would remain in the picture. And a lot of companies are wanting to shy away from Vince,
which is smart.
They don't want Vince to be involved at all in any of the processes. But Tony Khan wants to keep it, and I think that his father might be in support of it too, and that is because of the experience that Vince McMahon would bring to the table.
I still think it would be a bad idea. Personally, that's just me. I still think that Vince McMahon involved in WWE at this point would be absolutely foolish in every conceivable way.
Here's the thing: is that he wouldn't be making a lot of the. He wouldn't be the final decision maker. He would be probably more of a consultant role than anything.
My thing is that if Vince does it, I feel like he would think it would be basically a sign of defeat. Because the Khans have currently their top promotion.
Let's save that for a little bit down the road. You're interrupting my narrative. Okay, so Shahid would be interested, I think, especially because of the experience that McMahon brings to the table. That Tony obviously doesn't have a lot of experience. Shahid sees this as kind of a lesson learned, so to speak, and he wants someone that is a little more competent, at least there to help out. Another big reason for another thing that this merger would entail is the potential for cross promotion. So Tony plans to keep Raw and SmackDown separate from Dynamite, Rampage, etc. Only having occasional crossovers and crossover events. NXT and Ring of Honor, I don't really know that relationship as of right now, but I think that there is a non-zero possibility that they would merge into something else. But again, these are things that I have heard from CNBC's report on how Tony Khan would imagine a merged WWE AEW organization. So those are just a few of the highlights. Now let's talk about the reasons why it probably won't happen anytime soon. Shahid would need backers. The most obvious backer for this purchase would be Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery may not have the interest in purchasing the WWE like Disney or Comcast would. Because they already have some measure of rights to it. They are already large media conglomerates. I don't know that Warner Brothers Discovery has the appetite for such a purchase. The second reason, again, is Vince McMahon. In a merged setting, what would his role be, and how would that be managed, I guess, from an operational standpoint? Because Vince is not going to go down without a fight, like you had said earlier. The third and final reason I think that that AEW's is just a long shot is maybe the lack of will from investors to have confidence in the future of the product. If AEW announces that they are going to purchase WWE, the stock market, the stock of WWE as a brand might take a hit because it is now going into the hands of someone who is less experienced in the wrestling industry, someone who's less experienced in the entertainment industry. So while a WWE AEW merger may sound like a really fun thing to do, a fun thing to contemplate, a fun thing to think about, there are a lot of factors that are working against it to where a sale may not even be possible or even likely. But there is a non-0% chance that they are going to pursue the sale, and there is a chance that they could purchase it, but it is very much a long shot at this stage.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I had learned over this past week from Shahid and from Tony.
I read it. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. I'm actually under the impression that Tony Khan basically did this for publicity because right now it is the hottest news story and people look to him as the owner of the second largest American wrestling promotion right now.
And I think that's a part of it too. Maybe it is all just publicity stunt.
If it was TNA under the Panda Energy, you know who they would look at? They would look at Dixie Carter for the same exact reason, because Daddy has money. Literally, both of them is Daddy has money.
But again, we're talking just theoretical how that would work and why it probably won't happen.
Right. And I just think that pride will come before like anything else for Vince. I think Vince is returning only for the one thing. I've heard a couple of other rumors as well that Stephanie McMahon left to possibly get backers to swoop in again to get the company. And
that is another topic that we have to discuss too.
I personally see that before the Khans buying it.
Right.
I just, for me personally, obviously, I think Disney is the front runner. They would be in good hands, and the value of WWE as a media conglomerate, because that's what it is. It's a media conglomerate. It would be huge because it's Disney.
And we can take a look another time at the possibility of a Stephanie McMahon-led team taking over the company, but of course, I don't have the pictures for that. I need to do a little more research on that.
Right, it's a whole other animal within of itself, and to my knowledge, that's only rumors. She left because, once again, I said it in a previous video, I don't think it was on our long form podcast, but on some of my TikToks, was that Stephanie McMahon was not there when her dad retired. She already was taking a leave of absence, so this was coming, and she was the interim CEO before it became a co. So it was obvious that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I think with Nick Khan, another Khan, who is talking with Iger right now, I think that's kind of further along than just a rumor and Tony Khan spouting at the mouth, because he always does that. Right. So,
but there's a very real possibility it could happen.
Do you think Tony Khan can convince Daddy to give him some more money? I can't see it.
And again, there's a non-0% chance because there could be other backers, but it would take a lot of convincing.
It would.
That's kind of where I want to leave it.
There are just too many factors. Yeah.
But yeah, it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's very unlikely.
It's very unlikely. So sorry, fanboys, you're not going to see a merge AEW WWE brand coming.
Don't hold your breath. Let's put it that way. I mean, we're not going to say it's physically impossible because nothing is impossible. We're just saying that it's improbable.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but there we go. That's all I got.
All right, great. So when we come back, I'm going to be on my soapbox, and trust me, there is a lot to talk about, especially with Rampage.